Club.tv. I am Brian.
And I'm Lizzie, and we are here with our new Scottish besties as they are up late at night talking to us on Twitch, Single by Sunday. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, guys.
Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, cheers for having us.
Hi, everybody. This is Editing Brian. This episode is going to be a little choppy with some of the audio and some of the pauses because the internet just does what the internet does. Still a good interview, still a good episode, so keep on watching.
Yeah, this is like the first podcast we've ever actually done. So we're quite new to this, but we're very chatty people, so it won't be a problem.
So good night.
I don't. See you later.
Check you later. Where in Scotland, actually, now that we haven't asked that question, but where in Scotland are you from?
Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings?
Yes. Is that in New Zealand?
Yeah, we live in caves.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, just
Oh, no.
No, he's just messing with you.
No, but it looks like that.
It does kind of look like that, to be fair. We're from Glasgow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the capital, but it really should be.
No. We've got to say it like the Americans say it. We're from Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Yeah, you guys like break it up. Glasgow is how would you say it?
I would say Glasgow.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard enough where I'm like, Glasgow. I'm like, that's
Oh,
just
you
what it
got
would
it.
be.
Okay. You're like the one American that actually gets it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's my hesitation.
So many people I've met went Glasgow.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm the person who knows too much. And then it's like, oh, I'm embarrassing myself because I'm pretending to be like an American that knows a lot. And I kind of want to be more ignorant on purpose because I don't want someone to go, oh, look, it's an American who thinks he knows some shit. Like, it's this hard line that I have to walk, you know?
Yeah, but in fairness, I think it's better that you know stuff than don't,
yeah,
because
way better.
We're not going to say who it was, but we were on a tour in 2018, and we asked one of the guys on the tour, like, can you name the 4 countries that make up the UK? And he said Switzerland was one of them. He'd never heard of Wales. Mm-hmm. He didn't even know. He said England. He did get that, so I was like, fair. I mean, that's like common knowledge. He didn't know Scotland was part of the UK. Like, he didn't know that Scotland was above England. And I was like, where are we from? And he's like, Scotland. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, is that part of the UK? And I was like, are you like kidding me? So, yeah.
Someone missed a prime history and geography lesson at some point in their life, and no one ever corrected them.
Yeah.
That's because then you could just say, have you seen Game of Thrones?
We're proud that you guys are. Oh
yes.
It's like at least that's like the North, you know.
Yeah. It took me a while. That's like
true. The true North.
The true North.
Was that? And also, just want to mention, I'm getting a huge delay, and I'm really sorry if like we're talking over each other. It's coming through, but doing my best.
Yeah,
so
we're trying to pace it out a little bit so we're not talking over.
But I do want to give you a chance to tell us about you, your names, and what you do in the band, and about Single by Sunday, so we know who you are. Tell the people.
So Single by Sunday is a pop punk.
No, I mean, what's your name? You need to say your name.
Band. I know, I'm just introducing the band.
Oh, okay.
From Glasgow in Scotland. We've been a band for 7 years now, and within that time.
Technically 5
because COVID was a total write-off. Mm-hmm. So those 2 years don't count. So 5 years we've been a band, and within that time we've toured the UK, all over the US, from West Coast to East Coast, pretty much everywhere. And Canada, Germany. So we've done all that. I'm Josh. I'm the lead singer.
And my name is Johnny, and I'm the lead guitarist and attempted harmonizer.
Yeah,
I get some good notes some days, and then other days it's not so good.
Yeah.
So
just
think, hit and miss.
Just think Dying Cat. That's
Dying Cat is really what I give on stage.
I mean,
that's why they call me Johnny the Dying Cat.
Most people would just be like, yeah, I just scream because I'm not going to hit notes. I'm just going to hit sounds.
The yells, the yelliness of it all.
Yeah.
It's different every day. I mean, it's just whatever comes out is mouth, really. So, yeah. One day it's a scream. Next day it's a wheel.
I mean, well, we actually posted a reel yesterday of me sound checking at that radio station, and What was I singing? Deck the Halls?
Yeah, you're singing a Christmas.
La, 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 la.
That alone, you should have just been slapped in the face for that. It's February and you're singing Christmas songs.
Yeah, well,
Joke, man.
it worked, and then it all didn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's pretty much us in a nutshell. Yeah. It's pretty simple. We're just out there grinding hard and trying to make it in the music industry.
yeah. Also, we all have different hair colored. We're kind of like the Wiggles, but punk rock. So yeah, Josh is red. I'm blue. Joshua is yellow, and our drummer Ben, he is purple. So yeah.
So do you guys have to vote on who gets what color? And if you ever want to change your hair color, is it like a whole like discussion from the band to approve a new color?
Well, originally, yeah. I mean, we had to we came up with the branding, and because our manager asked what makes us different, and there really was nothing at the time that was making us like different to a lot of the bands in our hometown. So when I came up with the logo for like doing the hair color and standing out, we all kind of chose our colors pretty fast. But I think a year into the band, I think I was kind of like, okay, like the dyeing of the hair is kind of getting like really tedious. So I don't know. I think personally, if fans hadn't started getting tattoos of the logo, like with like the colored like heads, I think I'd have probably been like, nah, let's like change this.
Yeah, but we kind of can't.
Yeah,
now.
like fans got tattoos on their arms and lyrics and all that kind of stuff, but it's all the logos are like 4 colored hearts, and I'm like, we're stuck in this for life.
Yeah. So yeah, the hair is set in its ways now. We have to keep our hair like literally the same colors.
The one really good thing though is that we get sponsored by Manic Panic, so shout out to those guys in New York. And same with Bedhead, they send us a lot of products for our tours and whatnot, so we get free shampoo.
Okay, that's tight as hell.
That's really good. That's like Megamind energy.
That's sick.
That's so dope, man. You get free shampoo.
I mean,
I need a shower.
That's pretty good. Shampoo's expensive, okay?
Yeah. And like, if you're on tour and you're like, oh, I've got to have products, like that's pretty. There's a lot of bands that would probably be like, damn, I wish I had free shampoo right about now.
Yeah, where we're just like smelling a shampoo and conditioner all the time. We're like, here we go.
Smell a lot worse.
Dude, I don't know what I'm saying. So I've been saying to Josh that we don't really do like many podcasts, and I've been like so excited to do this podcast, like any podcast, because we just chat so much random crap.
You can swear.
So we can tell.
Yeah. So I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for having us, man.
Hey, that's how we go too.
Yeah.
We want to ask the questions and get to know the people individually. Obviously, we'll cover the music.
We'll cover the music.
Yeah, we'll cover the music. It'll get there. But if we go on weird random tangents, that's okay.
Part of the game.
We like that.
I was going to say that I've been to Edinburgh, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing incorrectly, and I'm sure you have a bitter rivalry with. But I also was just like, that's just kind of...
No, you're the one American that's got it right.
I did it. I did it.
Got it.
Oh, no.
We have a couple of Scottish friends
it's better than Ed. We've had Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Edinburgh. That's what most Americans I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, honestly. Great.
Thank you. Look, I'm taking it as I'm not such an ignorant American right now.
Oh my God, Brian.
When I was there, though, I did have a lot of people like, you're pronouncing it wrong. And I was like, I'm pronouncing it American. I don't know how to pronounce it. But I mean, I will say this about just Scotland in general and Scottish people, just amazing. So we're totally fine with you just coming on here, just chatting. Cause it's like, yeah, that's fucking fun. It's awesome. Like Scottish people are just the nicest. Fuck the British. I said it. I'm totally kidding, by the way.
Wow, this is getting really aggressive, guys. I'm a little worried now. Listen, you're saying fuck the British. They're saying I only know the American national anthem. Yeah. There's a lot of things going down right now, all right?
Independent, freedom, and all that stuff.
We're going to start coming over for Thanksgiving. We're going to be celebrating Independence Day. It's happening.
Barbecues.
I'm just going to get big. Yeah, exactly.
Barbecues.
This is going to be lit up like the 4th of July.
They're going to cosplay Americans during the 4th in Scotland.
Cosplay. Literally.
How do you even cosplay as an American?
Well, get, I don't know, a cowboy hat or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
a lot of Texans wear cowboy hats. When you're looking around in Texas, I see so many people wearing cowboy hats.
Yeah, no, it does have a point. It does.
Boots and the hats.
American flag, anything.
I'm about to turn up.
Yep. Big old belt buckles.
Yeah. I love Texas. Yeah, belt buckles, southern accents. I love Texas. It's just so big.
It's huge. It's huge.
It's one of those things that every European doesn't realize. I once had somebody from the Netherlands say, "Let's drive to Vegas," and I was like, "You can't just do that. It's not just like an hour
real
drive.
far
That's
away."
like 2 days." And he was like, "Fuck it." And I was like, "We can't go to Vegas today. We're gonna have to fly."
Then you can get there in about like, 2 hours from Texas.
People in America, yeah. And a lot of Americans do love road trips. I mean, we had some friends come and see us in Los Angeles and they drove down, no, it was San Diego, and they drove down from San Fran.
Yeah.
And it was like 12 hours.
Well,
you would never get someone leaving, like going in the UK more than an hour for a show.
Oh
It's
yeah, no,
insane,
you wouldn't.
insane.
You would.
I mean, we have fans coming from New York to see us in Los Angeles, like in a couple months or next month.
Damn.
It's insane.
You can literally fly from one end of our country to the other in 1 hour. Like,
Yeah.
it's less than that actually. So
America
Like-
is.
well,
Yeah.
if the road's clear, you can drive the country in like what 7-8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. East to west Scotland is actually like 3 hours drive.
Yeah.
That's how tiny we are. Whereas, like, if you're driving 3 hours, you're still in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Like-
You're not even out of Los Angeles.
Yeah, you didn't get to move more than like a mile and a
Yeah.
half.
That could be traffic too.
Yeah. I don't understand how people in these cities, like, I don't get it. Even in London, I was like looking around. I'm like, why would you want to just be here? It's all beeping horns and
Horrible.
oh, it's
Speaking of this show you have coming up in LA, at the Whiskey A Go Go in March, do you want to tell us a little bit more about that show?
not really.
That's crazy.
No, I'm
That's
only
fair.
kidding.
You're so sarcastic.
No, I'm only. You're like, fine, we're done. No, we're really excited to be coming back. This is our first show out in the States this year. We've actually done the Whiskey twice before. The first time was actually with Steven Adler, the drummer for Guns N' Roses. He had his own like solo project called Adler's Appetite, and we got to support him, and he was really cool. Really,
he was a
nice guy. So we're really excited to be coming back. I mean, the Whiskey is such an iconic venue for all the bands that we love. You know, Aerosmith and Linkin Park and T-Rex, like Motley Crue, all these kind of bands. You know that we like love listening to. It's so such an honor for us to play that stage.
I've just got Becky Hamilton in my head.
Yeah.
You're coming out with some disses. You're gonna start dissing people.
No, but
now.
she does. She sounds like the Becky from Monsters Inc.
So we've
do you guys? What's her name?
Roz.
Roz, yeah.
You guys know Roz in Monsters Inc. Like
It's like Mike Wazowski.
always watch. Well, yeah. Like Becky Hamilton, she used to manage Guns N' Roses. Sorry, Becky, if you're watching this, but you sound like Roz, mate.
Motley Crue. I used to hang out with Nikki Sixx.
Literally, that's what she sounds like. So sorry, Becky. That's our career over.
That's it. That's all done.
You're gonna get like a really like phone call after you drop off of this, and they're gonna be like, uh oh.
Watch your podcast.
Josh, what the hell are you talking about? I don't sound like Roz.
It's like I'm always watching you.
Literally.
Was it?
that's amazing.
I'm getting
So-
cancelled.
No. Look, first of all, we don't. Well, we say a lot of dumb shit, so it's fine.
we do.
There's no such thing as cancel culture on the Emo Social Club podcast.
Oh my god.
Not the way I do it.
Good. Like it.
So we were saying a bit earlier when we were getting you guys on, is like, okay, so there is a song that you have called Whiskey A Go Go, And then I'm like, well, that's just like a Chicago band just doing a song about Chicago, or like any band that's like from like a city, just to like get like some of that, that hometown clout, even if, it's not necessarily your hometown. So did you write the song so that you could play the show there? Because if so, I think it worked, and I think it did exactly what you needed to do. Energy. Yeah.
Guys, I don't know where you got your info, but I'm not even kidding. We do not have a song called Whiskey a Go-Go.
I think Brian's lying to me then.
I don't know why.
Yeah, you told me that. I'm like, I don't think so, but maybe I missed it.
Here's the thing. You have until March to write one now. I've given you now a follow-up.
Wait, are you getting mixed up with Wake Me Up Before You Go?
I was thinking about Motley Crue is the thing. I was thinking about how you guys are from LA. You wrote a song called Whiskey a Go Go.
Oh, no,
and
Brian.
You all have very cool hair, and I was like, that's just Motley Crue. That's just Motley Crue.
Dude, we're not from LA.
I know. Now I know that. It was
earlier he was telling me, and I was like, Brian, I don't think that's right, my dude. And he was like, oh, maybe they live in LA, and I'm like, okay, I can see that. If that's, it was because
I knew you guys were from the UK, but yeah. It was more just like the booking being in Pacific time. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. They're going to be up really late. Oh, well, it must be fine because they're on the West Coast. And now it's like, no, we're just staying up really late. And I'm like, damn.
No, we actually we could write a song called Whiskey Go Go.
Yeah, I think you're onto something here.
And then you just like do like a wee segment and you just give her the Vicky Hamlin speech.
Yeah.
I seen Single by Sunday, the whiskey.
Well, you have that, and then you also have the hidden track afterwards. That is your pop punk version of the national anthem.
Oh,
here we go.
Oh, I'd be so sick.
They're going back to the band after this and being like, guys, guess what?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, what?
Have you heard Fergie's version of the national anthem?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like,
that was something.
Anyone can sing it, Any American can just be out here singing.
But should anyone
time.
be able to perform it? No.
Who was it that butchered it?
It was Fergie.
Oh,
yeah.
Who was it that?
There have been many people who butchered it.
There's many people who
Whitney's
butchered it.
was phenomenal.
Yep.
A lot of people have butchered it. I mean,
wait, was this it? Inauguration, or was it?
No.
No. What was it?
It was Biden's inauguration.
No, but
who's that basketball game?
Was it? Who sung the national anthem when Biden got?
Wasn't it Lady Gaga?
Yeah, it might have been.
It wasn't Gags. It was Gags.
I think so.
Was it? It was Gaga. Yeah,
I might be thinking of Trump.
Trump's what? Who did Trump's one?
I think it was like
Trump didn't.
Oh no, yeah, it was Three Doors Down because that was a big controversy.
No, they didn't sing the national anthem. They just sang "Hold Me When I'm Here" or whatever. They're like kryptonite.
You would step back from that.
He's singing Third Eye Blind, thinking it's Third
Eye Blind. I don't think Third Eye Blind was at the Trump inauguration. I hope not.
No, they're
imagine. With you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Imagine hearing that at like what's supposed to be like a celebratory day for some people.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Have you guys ever went to Washington for like any inaugurations?
No, I actually have a friend from undergrad who every time that there's an inauguration for like his entire life, his dad has taken him and his brother, and they have gone to every single one, and they road trip it, which I think is really fun and interesting.
America's with road trips.
Fair play.
What? From Chicago?
Yeah.
Wow. That is a long drive.
Yeah, that is intense.
And like
just to watch someone get put in a house?
Just to watch
in a house?
In a house.
It's like Corey in the house. It's like he did it just fine without everyone being there. It's like, what's the difference?
Exactly.
1600 Pennsylvania Ave.
Just watch it on the telly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right there.
It's right
there. Do you guys say telly?
No, but
yeah,
we can. We could be cool.
I must sound so Scottish right now. Just watch it on the telly.
No. I mean, we could call it whatever.
You guys like these guys sound like kids.
No, do you know what? That was a terrible film. Josh is saying
Brave is
you guys probably think we sound like Brave, that awful Disney. Those were the worst Scottish accents I've ever heard. And they actually got Scottish people to do the accents, but they were so
Billy
bad.
Connolly's one of them.
His was alright, but they were so like Americanized like Scottish accents. All you have to do is be brave. Like, that's not how we sound. Like, it's so not. Merida. That is not how we do things around here. Like, we don't talk like that. We do not talk like that.
Have people like tried to come up to you
find
and like
the person that wrote that script and
have people come up and like talk to you like that?
Oh yeah, in America, yeah, like yeah, we get it. We get a lot. Like, can you do Shrek?
we get that all the time in America.
Okay, yeah, okay, we can, but like, yeah, we get that a lot in the States.
Yeah, we get Shrek impressions.
Onions have layers, like, you know, it's all that crap.
Get out of my swamp. Like, all the time.
I feel better about being able to pronounce Glasgow and Edinburgh right.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. We have met more Americans that get it wrong than right. I actually think you're probably one of like I can probably count on one hand the Americans that have got it right.
Like,
really? Yeah.
I feel like that if somebody is like, I don't know how to pronounce this city's name correctly, but I would like you to do a Shrek impression, like that's a bad American person, and I'm very sorry for that American person.
That wouldn't be Brian.
Oh, it's only like eight Americans out of 10. So.
No, but like I've liked a video on it recently of like this guy going around Times Square asking people questions, and he went up to this girl and he was like, "What country is the Great Wall of China in?" And she's just standing there like, and she's really thinking about it, and I'm like, that is tragic. Like, that's tragic that you can probably do the WAP, but you don't know what the Great Wall of China is like.
Like, it's literally in
baffling.
like China. It's not crazy, guys. Like,
Yeah,
Just go with your first guess. If it's wrong, fine.
it is. Yeah, it's like it's in Costa Rica.
oh my god.
Okay.
And then you're just like, oh, well, that's wrong.
Anyways.
Yeah. So you guys actually played on Warped Tour. So was it like one of the few like different stops that you were on that you guys did it, or was it on like a specific like year?
You got that fact right. We did do Warped Tour. Bravo. We did Warped Tour in 2018. We actually it was kind of funny. We supposed to do Slam Dunk in the UK, and we basically won this competition. Whoever got the most Twitter votes got a slot at that festival. Bands Warped Tour in the UK. We were super excited when they were like, "Oh, you guys have won it! You're going to get to play." But they unfortunately could only give us a day and time that we had booked another festival for. So we were really gutted that we had to give it away. And then unfortunately, I don't know if you guys know Sister Sledge, but one of the sisters unfortunately died like a couple of weeks after we turned down Slam Dunk because we had that festival. Our festival got cancelled. Like the whole festival got shut down. And we ended up going back to Slam Dunk and being like, look, can we have that slot that you offered us? I know it's like really last minute, but we'd love to play it because this happened and blah, blah, blah. But they'd given it to another band, so we unfortunately didn't get to do it. And then we continued on our tour out in the States. And when we came back, we got an email from one of the guys that we met on the tour. And he basically asked, we didn't even know that he was part of the judging panel for Warped Tour, but he basically offered us to do the shows, and we did it, and it was a real dream come true.
Yeah, we got to meet so many of our favourite bands and stuff as well.
Fangirled hard.
Yeah, like I grew up listening to like bands like Mayday Parade and like Water Parks more recently.
Issues, Chelsea Grin, Don Brocco, 303.
Yeah. So it's really cool.
Travis from We the Kings, State Champs, Motionless in White. I'm trying to think who else I've seen. Pally Royale were there.
Who was the headliner on?
Oh, Asking Alexandra. Oh, I couldn't talk to them though. Nah, I didn't talk to them though. Nah, I was trying so hard to keep it together, and it just no. I was like, nah, I can't. I seen them. I've visually seen them. They were like 5 feet away from me, but I was like, nah.
It's one of those ones you like. You kind of just have to like play it cool, but really on the inside, you're just like.
Do you know what was like, a full circle crazy moment though? Was that the first band I ever auditioned for didn't let me in and it was to cover an Ask Alexandra song, and I was that bad at guitar at the time. They were like, "You're not in the band." Like, and they turned me down, and now, like 7 years later, I got to do Warped Tour and was like standing on a stage with Asking Alexandra, and I was like, "This is cool." Yeah, really cool. Yeah, full circle moments. Man.
Where was it we did?
That's what it's about. Yeah, Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, it was in Buffalo, New York that we did Dan's Warped Tour, so that was the stop that we got. But that was the last year, and then I think...
Well, no, that was the final cross-country tour.
The final cross-country
and
tour.
Then they came back the year after, but it was only specific dates. It wasn't like a full tour. It was only like 5 or 6 shows, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A Warped Tour was amazing. Did you guys ever go to Warped Tour when it came to Chicago?
Yeah.
Every time. That's not totally true. I skipped a lot when it was like, I don't know any of these bands anymore. But I'm 51 years old. So
he's an old man. No,
so it's like, I was going like when like one of my claim to fame is like I was at the last Warped Tour that My Chemical Romance could play on, because then they were just like too massive, and a friend of mine almost got like absolutely annihilated in the pit because everybody just pushed right in and crowded her, and she was like, "I'm dying, get me out of here." And so I had to pull her out, and so I watched My Chem from a little bit farther away, but that's about it. You know, it was fine. It was okay.
Yeah, no, I saw Warped Tour. My dad took me. It was like 2009 was the first year I went, and I wanted to go see 303.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, free.
They were on ours.
Yeah, I saw them at the last one too.
Have we not played like they were? Yeah. We've played with them a few times, like on the same sort of like shows. Like they do this. We did this thing out in the States called NACA, which is where you go.
It's like college heads basically go to this like conference and they pick out entertainment. So we basically would turn up, do the gigs, and they would decide if they want to hire us, because obviously college kids in America, like, well, the colleges have tons of money to spend on entertainment. So that was like us trying to get the gigs, and we did like 2 years of gigging to get all these shows, and then COVID happened and it all went to the
and they all got cancelled.
Every single one. It was like horrific.
Oh my god!
We worked our ass off for sorry for cussing, but for 2 whole years to get all these bookings, and then it just all went to the wall. And what was even worse is that all the kids who had like got the college heads to book us, we were like seeing each one of them cancel like over like the months of COVID, like, you know, just spreading everywhere. And we seen it like get this one cancelled, this one cancelled, this one cancelled, and now it's like 2 years on and everything's coming back to normal, but those kids aren't even at that college anymore. They've like graduated. Yeah. So
it's so rough with that, because like my undergrad, we actually had Yellow Card there, and we had Plain White Tees there recently too. And I know for my master's degree at DePaul, they had 303 there, like right before COVID. And I was like, why is 303 here? I'm happy about it, but I want to know what's going on. But like to get a lot of those shows back, and to like get a lot of college is to like book shows like that again has been actually kind of difficult, because I think they're still like scared and nervous about like booking a band and then them like getting COVID like still, and then obviously having to cancel and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I think we're still in the midst of that. So and it's like upsetting and disappointing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like when we were out in the States, and like we were literally like doing the whole NACA thing, like that 303 were doing. That's why they would have been at like wherever you're saying they were playing. But we were in like Philadelphia, I think, when COVID in Philly when COVID started, and like it was an instant shutdown of like everything. Like all the students just went back to wherever they were from. And
they went back to their own countries.
They went somewhere else.
Literally, it was just a total somewhere else. And everything was just like, I'm mad.
Dude, you guys must have seen this guy on Instagram or TikTok or wherever. There's like all these college students going like, I'm Madison and I'm going to Ala Christian Scratcher.
Yeah.
And then he'll like take the mick out of her.
I love that video.
You've seen it. Oh, it's hilarious.
That video. It's so funny. Right, forget. It's literally that guy. He's the funniest.
I don't know if this is like a really long delay.
No, it is. It's a long delay.
Yeah, no, I was just like, I wasn't sure, because I'm like, because it was like spurting a little bit. But I will say, I want to bring up something, make a little bit of a pivot here. On your Instagram, it says you are Cher's favorite band, quote unquote. So Cher knows you exist. You're one of the few. Explain.
Yeah, well, we got to meet Cher. She toured the UK years ago, and we got to meet her, and it was really, really cool. We actually supported her on one of her shows. So yeah, we just went with the Cher's favorite band.
That's a good get. That's a good slogan to put, honestly.
I'm totally messing with you. We never actually support Cher.
I mean, you believe it.
Oh, I wish.
You could believe in it though. Listen, she sings about it.
I'm willing to spread disinformation on this podcast if it benefits.
I think we. Yeah, let's get that out there. Let's get that trending, because I actually, at our Glasgow show that we're doing like next week, I've got a full glitter suit, like a full suit that's like all glitter, and it's totally something Cher would wear. So,
oh yeah.
Listen, I think Cher would be into pop punk if you give her the right band. She would just like tweet about it in all caps.
Yeah, she totally would.
Probably is. I bet you Cher has got a Blink-182 tramp stamp.
Of the rabbit.
I was about to say, I had to imagine the rabbit, because she's probably like, "This is so cute."
Yeah. I got a little rabbit on my back. Oh.
It just says, like, on Cher's lower back, it just says, "Take off your pants and jacket."
Can you imagine?
I love that band.
You never know.
Blink 182. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Do you know what the best part about that?
Like, what a good one.
I love that band with the numbers and the name.
I got a hyphen. I think that's a really good way to write a band name.
No.
I used to have a hyphen, but I got rid of my husband.
So what's your guys' thoughts on like emo music, like Hawthorne Heights?
Hawthorne Heights is one of my favorite bands. So, and they're one of like the first, like, I think one of my first like few like real emo bands I ever saw. I was like 14 and I saw them in a mall parking lot during the Zoomies couch tour. Very pinnacle, life-changing for me. But I like more of like that, I guess like that mall emo, but I also like the recent wave of like the fourth and fifth waves of emo. If you get into that discourse, like Hot Mulligan and such. So, but I more of like Fall Out Boy, even though it's pop punk.
Yeah. And I agree. I mean, Ohio is for love. That like, well, obviously that was like the first song that like everyone heard. But I got to see them a few years ago, and really they were so good. I mean, that was like I was living my childhood.
Who'd you get to see?
Hawthorne Heights.
Oh, Hawthorne Heights.
Got to see them when they came to Glasgow. Honestly, I was literally 2 rows from the front. I was fangirling hard, but it's because I'd waited to see them for so long. And the time previous, I was literally a year too young. It was an 18 plus, and I was 17. I couldn't get in. And your brother Stephen, his band supported them.
Did he?
Yep. I was so raging. But the singer was really nice. I think his name's TJ.
I had no idea.
Ken drove me in the town, and TJ came out and like sold me some merch, and I got to meet him.
That's cool.
Yeah, we actually DJ'd with JT from Hawthorne Heights for Emo Night LA, and he is really nice. I fangirl though. I had to be like, Brian, can you talk to him for me?
But all that kind of stuff. I mean, like Secondhand Serenade.
Oh, great
class.
Yeah. That band is like really catching a second wave now. Like I remember them being like kind of just okay at the time, and then now everyone is like putting them on all these shows, and like he's like on TikTok, and I'm like, wait, this guy? Do we need him? We already had we already had Dashboard Confessional. Why do we have Dashboard Confessional at home?
Yeah. We're getting serenaded again.
We're getting
There's a second
It's a second-handed serenade.
No, exactly. Dude, honestly, it was just like it was really like what band is going to come up with the most depressing lyrics, but I would never forget. What's the one of the Secondhand Serenade lyrics is like
tonight could be the night.
No. The one that always sticks in my mind is my tears cut down like razor blades. I was like, honestly, bravo. I was like people are sobbing in their room to that. Do you guys remember Get Scared? Oh, please tell me.
Oh yeah, I love Get Scared.
Dude, right, so literally me at 13 was like so into Get Scared. I used to listen to them in my room all the time and was just like, my life sucks and all this kind of stuff. And then we started this band and I actually got followed by Nicholas Matthews. He still follows me and I got to talk to him. Like, yeah, messaged him over Instagram and I was like, holy crap, me at 13 would have fangirled so hard.
That's pretty good. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, man. I know. I was like, made it. That's what I'm saying. Like, see, for me, it's like when all these bands and artists are like achieving, you know, like these like big award shows and chart top and all that stuff. Like that doesn't faze me. What I mean, it would be cool, but for me, I'm like, I would love us to be like this massive band and then collab with like all these bands from back in the day, like Natasha Bedingfield. I'm like, bring her back. You know,
Yes.
like, I don't know, Katie Tunstall. Let's make her big again.
Ooh,
Katy Perry.
yeah.
Let's get Katy Perry. Let's get Katy Perry a Grammy because she never. She deserves one, man. She was robbed. That 2012 album, like that was peak. That was.
I will say, Katie
the songs
Tunstall
on
is
that?
playing a show in
No,
Chicago,
last Friday night.
so she's on her way back.
Katie Tunstall does well in the US.
But this is what
does well.
she does well because she got ready. So how mad is this, right? So she got really big because of The Devil Wears Prada. Like her song was like the opening song for that film. So everyone knows her. But I don't even know if you guys will know. If I said Robbie Williams, do you know who Robbie Williams is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're cool Americans, you know.
Do you know who Take That are?
Okay, so I think we know who they are.
We said we were cool too quick. Sorry.
I think we know who they are because we have a friend who's a DJ in London or that area, and she has like come through sometimes on Twitch and been like, you got to check this out. So I think that's like one of the bands that she sent to us or one of the artists that she's like, you got to hear this. And we were like, this is like very much not something we ever had in the US and very much like a UK band. So I think we know, but like, I don't think that one made it over here so much. Robbie Williams, I remember pretty vividly in America for a little while.
Yeah, so Take That were like, you know, the big 90s boy band. Like they were huge, absolutely massive. But it's mental that like Americans know Katie Tunstall, but not all of Americans know Take That.
Like, they're way bigger.
Take That can sell out arenas over here. Katie Tunstall, I don't even think she could sell out the Academy, and that's like 2,000 tickets.
Yeah, they were like the One Direction of their.
It's parallel differences. Yeah, and then Robbie Williams is obviously from Take That, so his solo career was like huge anyways. He was like the Harry Styles.
Yeah, that's true.
So with your latest single that's coming out on the 17th, do you guys project yourselves to be the next Robbie Williams and or Harry Styles with this new single?
In fairness, yeah. I've. Do you know the thing is, I've always
advertised.
No, but I'm not even kidding. You always look at me and go, oh, you know, you're thinking like aiming too high. But I'm like, I always look at our music and go, our music deserves to be like up here, chart topping. Kick Cardi B off. Our song is better than the WAP.
I mean, like
we deserve a number one.
I could see it more now that like pop punk scene's like kind of like coming back. Like I mean, like Travis Barker is going out with a Kardashian. Like
dude, if I need to strap on a breastplate and wear a cheetah outfit, I will do it.
But I just
if I'm getting to number one,
I just feel like the whole like obviously like Travis Barker, Machine Gun Kelly, Youngblood, like that's Bring Me the Horizon. Like that everyone's like. They don't get number ones. Like
they
you know, it's like so. It's definitely coming back. So I feel like there's more of a chance then for
there's more
kind of music.
There's more of a chance, but what we're up against is getting exposure. I've always said that our band will do really well when one song gets like a viral moment or something, and it breaks into the right market, or we get into a big playlist. Once people start to hear us, I think all of our songs will kind of become like a why haven't I listened to this band before? Because even on Warped Tour, all the kids that we spoke to and everything like that, they all loved our music and they're like, oh, I've never heard of you guys before. And I'm like, but how? It's like, how do we get out there? We've tried ads, you know, we've tried working with people, we've tried doing like the gigging thing, and it's all good and it does work for a short period of time. But it's like, because we're not from America, it is a bit of a nightmare because it's like we can't just go over there and hire a van and just turn up and play shows. You know, there's all these additional costs that all come into it. But we're hoping that we sign with a label that gets us and really pushes us and markets us to America, because I honestly believe that our sound is American made more than the UK easally. You think of all the stuff we grew up on, like American Pie and the
it's influenced by a lot of like
American Hi-Fi and all those bands. You know, it's just that's our bread and butter, to be honest. I mean, people actually think I am American. People have actually said, "Are you American?" Like thinking that I'm from somewhere over there. I'm like, no, my accent just doesn't sound Scottish.
Hell yeah,
Maybe
brother.
certain words you. Like I say, trap. Hell yeah. What's up, dude?
Truly
That.
cosplaying as an American right
Yeah.
now.
I could easily pass the American.
That was awful. What was that?
That was about it. I was trying to go California, and then we went straight
Yeah.
to Texas.
Californian sounds more like this.
Yeah, dude.
I could American. There you go. That's California. You sounded like a fucking hobo in Texas.
Hobo in Texas.
Turkey, turkey.
Wow.
I do think it's interesting the way you're describing, like,
So get me my gun.
Now you sound like the little prospector from Toy Story 2.
They're gonna say prostitute.
The prospector. Love it.
I do think it's interesting the way you're describing like blowing up in America and like, you know, trying to get like just the song to hit, because I remember like it used to be like Kings of Leon was like, we're not doing anything in America, so we're going to go over to the UK and we're going to play there and we're going to be like the biggest thing in the UK. And when they were hitting in the UK, they finally started getting some attention in America. And I remember like the way that Mumford and Sons blew up was that they just went to like the smallest towns in America and just played to like these small venues that like really no one ever came to play there. So everybody from the town was like, we're going to go to the show. We're just going to catch the Mumford. And the music probably was appealing to them as well. Like it also depends on the genre. But one of the things I've always like felt about, you know, growing up in a city or you know, growing up with like a lot of people around is that there are just so many bands, there's so many people, and like you have a hard time like kind of getting to the top of that pile just because you're surrounded by so many people. But I don't know if it feels the same way growing up in Scotland and having like your band there is like, do you want to like just be like, no, we're blowing up in America, that's our focus? Or are you like, I want to blow up here and then, you know, somebody will pay attention?
No, 100%. I if I could like have my way, then we would just be living out in the States and touring there and being famous there. The UK is definitely going to be one of those like last to listen to us, but then you know that they're just going to be diehard fans forever. You know what I mean? Especially in Scotland. Scotland, like we do really well. We've sold out a 700 cap venue next week, and 700 tickets were sold, and that's great for us. Like we're really happy with that. But also, it's not as easy getting people to gigs as in America.
I think like
people in your country actually listen to bands and want to hear new music and want to explore like the new bands and what's happening on the scene. It's so not the same here. People only support you if you're massive.
Exactly, and people like here more focus on like what's going on in America. That makes sense, because like we grew up like watching like things like the Disney Channel, and it's all we're all American influenced by the things we watch, we listen to over here. So if we blow up in America, everyone here's going to know like about it. That's how the UK works.
The only two films to come out of Scotland in the last like 20 years is like Trainspotting and Braveheart.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's why we're on America, because if you make it there, you make it in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, I've been saying this for so long. If you make it in Los Angeles, pretty much made it everywhere.
Yeah,
that city alone, so big, it's not even 100 cities. But if you make it in LA, I mean, everyone will be talking about you. You know, that is such a well connected city.
Yeah.
And you know, for us, it's not even LA that we want to make it, and we just want to make it somewhere in America and just do the tours and all the shows. I mean, America is just so much. It's such a cooler place for us. You know,
yeah.
I just think it's definitely where our sound. I mean, San Diego is where pop punk was born. Like that's where Blink are from. Green Day are American as well. You know, all those bands. Yeah. So yes, to answer your question from like 10 minutes ago, we do think Severed Ties will be the next big thing. Yes.
There we go. Listen, it got there, but it's a good analyst, because I always feel like there are people who talk more about like the UK and are like, oh, there's like these really good bands that came out of there, but you see them touring a lot more here, except for like obviously smaller artists again because of the cost factor. But I think it is pretty fair and valid to say that if you make it and you can break charts in the US, you can do really great nationally, much more.
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, I would love to be playing, you know, like the Kia Forum and all that. That'd be amazing. But I will settle for a 2,000 cap venue in every city in America. I'll happily settle for that. If we can get in a van, in a bus, whatever, play to 2,000 people a night in every state, I'll be so happy with that.
Yeah, no, I would be the same.
Yeah. But it's just trying to it's whatever song is going to break that market. And like I said, I don't know if it's going to be, we do like some podcasts and we say some controversial things and that's what blows us up. And people go,
It helps.
"You're actually a band?
It does help. It does help.
You know what I mean? I don't know what it'll be. But that's the thing. I just don't know what it's going to take. But yeah, I'm at the point. I'm like,
You're willing to say anything.
I'm willing to say anything to slander to.
The slander.
Well, I've got Vicky.
Yeah.
What it takes. I will whap if I.
They will cover the
Talking
national
of whap,
anthem.
I listened to it yesterday while whapping. No, have you guys actually read the words to the whap?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Like, have you actually read the words?
Yeah.
That was
number one.
That is some
Like,
saucy action. I mean, that is detail.
Like,
What's funny to me is how they try to censor it for like radio play. Absolutely, like don't even bother. Like just don't play it then. Like just don't play it. Or put it on like Sirius satellite because it's on
like,
bleeped.
like
You can you beat this wet.
Yeah, like
Get a bucket and a mop for this wet. So ridiculous.
like what you're saying about being like saying something controversial. It's like, well, I mean, is the song like the greatest thing ever written? No. Does everybody know it? Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
I think do you know for me, everyone is trying to do like the next big like shock thing. You know, I mean, I remember back in the day, it was Lady Gaga's Alejandro video came out, and that was like, you know, really like, oh my god. Actually, no, the original Scandal. Do you remember Tattoo?
Yep.
yeah, all the things she said.
All the things you said.
Yeah.
And they were like making, right? So they were making out in the video, and I remember saying to my sister, "I'm like, are they allowed to do that? Like, they're two ghettos. Like, is that like allowed?" And I literally remember asking that question, like, "Is that allowed?" And my sister was like, "No, it's like that's not allowed in their country, and blah blah blah. Like, they can't do that." And I was like, "Oh." And it was like so taboo, and that was really pushing like boundaries, and it was just like kissing. And then it was like Alejandro came out. Mm-hmm. She was getting like thrown about of bed with like, some guys in hot pants that looked like neo-Nazis. And then S&M came out by Rihanna, and it was just like, all right, all model. And then Cardi B comes out, and I'm like, she's breastfeeding her baby in one of her videos. I'm like, love, you need to go home. You need some counseling or something.
At least you tried.
At least you tried. What do you mean, at least she tried? She did it. Oh my god, we need to recreate that video.
Yeah.
I'm not breastfeeding.
I would.
I'm not.
You just like rap the words.
That's the one.
That's actually how you guys go viral.
I'll breastfeed. I will breastfeed you, and we'll sing the WAP. What's that? The verse? Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me, jump up, put a little inside of me. Something like that.
I'm just saying.
Could you imagine?
No, that would
It's like what they say about it's just homies being homies. Don't worry about.
These guys being guys.
We're just really good friends. Hey, bro, mind if I on your titty while sing the WAP?
I'm genuinely scared right now.
This is it. This is what's gonna pop. People are gonna be like, "Oh."
They're like, "Whoa!"
And they're gonna be like, "Whoa, well, what happened? I gotta go check that out." And then they're gonna
I
look
gotta
it
go
up.
see what the hell is going on over here.
And they're gonna be like, you know,
That's the punchline. Hey, bro. God.
Like, hey, what's their newest single? I don't know. I gotta check it out because now I've seen this thing. So now I have
And I want to know who these men are.
Yeah, no, you know, it is tough. The industry is really, really tough, but you know, we do enjoy it. We love what we do, and for us, it's one of those things we're not prepared to give up. You know, the thing is, we have like in the pandemic, we did think about it. It was like, are we just like not as good or as good as what we think we are? But then we take a kind of step back and we look at all the things we've actually achieved, and there's not many bands. We actually don't know any bands that have actually gotten out of Glasgow or Scotland that have been together in such a short space of time. I mean, we've been touring out of the UK when we were 3 years of band. And there's things like that, and your phone's making weird noises. But there's like things like that, and you look at, and even that's not my phone, that's your phone. But even like tattoos that fans have, things like that. It's just you go. We're obviously decent if people are getting like tattoos. You know, there's definitely a commitment there. So I'm not prepared to give up. You get that titty out.
It's a nice wee speech.
You get that titty out. Get that titty out.
I think like the major thing that I've seen with a lot of bands lately is just the consistency. And like from what I can tell, it seems like you're staying pretty consistent, playing the shows, coming back to the US and doing the thing. And it's like what people want is to like gravitate to something that they're like, we're going to see this band for a while. We're going to listen to this band for a while. They're going to be around for a bit. We can get to know them. We can get to know the songs, and like we'll eventually, see them on tour and all that. And it's like, the biggest things people are just like, I put out an album. Why does nobody care? And it's like, catch you on your third, It's like sometimes it just takes like that time. But as long as you're like, I love it and I care about it, and it eventually everybody can get there. I think it just like weeds it out over time because people are like, I don't know. Maybe they're in it for the wrong reasons and they just like kind of fall off. But it doesn't seem to be the case here.
I think the big thing that what we're definitely going to start doing now is, we'll build up a good fan base in Glasgow, especially where we can pull 500 to 700 like people into a room, and that is great, being totally independent. But my goal now, and I think our goal is to start doing that in Los Angeles and starting trying to make moves over that side, over your side, so that we can start to come over there and pull in a few hundred people to our room, and hopefully that will start to get word out, and we'll actually be able to like tour there more often, and then branch out to San Diego, California, and San Fran. What's San Fran?
Oh, we've not been there.
We've not been there.
No.
We actually, funnily enough, it was 2018. We actually that was the first date on one of the tours, and it got cancelled, and I was so mad because that was the one place I really wanted to go.
Damn.
Sad.
I know, sad story.
It's fine.
I played some secondhand serenade over that story, and everyone was like, oh.
My tears are like razor blades.
I've heard that though. I've actually. Tears got my razor blade. Dude, it's so sad.
Incredible.
But no, San Fran. Have you guys been to San Francisco?
I haven't, no.
I was there one time for work, and so everything was covered for work, but I don't know if I would want to like book a vacation there, It just feels like it'd be expensive and I wouldn't really get to do a lot because it's just like, I'd rather go to like San Diego or something, which I went there as a kid, and I was like, I remember really liking it, but that was a long time ago.
I know they have a good zoo there.
They have a great zoo.
So you
there.
have that.
Top-notch zoo. Lincoln Park Zoo, San Diego Zoo, zoos around the world,
I will check that. San Diego was class. It was kind of like LA, but more chill. Less traffic, more chill. Oh, it was great. Really, really cool. We played the Playhouse there, and I loved that. I loved that place. No, I was gonna say, just as a total side note, do you guys remember Kai from Dogtown?
I don't think so.
It's not ringing a bell.
He was the guy that was like got really big. He was like a meme, and he would be like smash, smash, smash.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think I think I'm aware of that.
I know you must.
Brian's looking it up right now.
If you see this guy,
the hitchhiker, yeah. I remember this guy.
Look up. You need to check this out. There's actually a documentary on Netflix about him. He actually turned out to be a murderer and like killed some guy.
Yeah,
like, it's intense. You need to watch the Netflix documentary. It's insane. Like
Oh my
he got on
God.
the Jimmy Kimmel show. He like urinated on a sign. Then got towed off by security. Jimmy Kimmel, because he was like a hitchhiker, gave him like $500. So he took the $500, gave it to the security guard, and apologized. It was insane. I mean, like the Kardashians' like producer one of them, not Ryan Seacrest, it was one of the other producers for the show, was going to give him his own show. Like, that's how big this guy was getting.
Oh
and it was like, he was a
God.
murderer and everything. Like, insane. This is America.
This
You told me that. Like,
Yeah,
what we
it was
do.
baffling.
Few weeks
I
ago.
was
This is
so
what
hooked.
happens here, guys.
I was watching. Oh no, America is something else. There's, like, that's the only way you can put it. I mean, it's crazy stuff.
Yeah, I wish we were better, but we're not.
Yeah.
We have a few minutes left. I want to give you a
Have you
chance
guys had
to shout out everything for yourselves, all your social media, where people can follow you, check out the singles, where you're going to drop the Whiskey A Go Go song when you eventually write that, now that I've spoken it into existence.
Oh, no,
and
Brian.
also to promote the show as well.
Yeah, we just want to say thank you to everyone who supported us. We're Single by Sunday, or we're half of Single by Sunday. We're going to be out in Los Angeles from the 17th to the 25th of March. We've got a show on the 23rd at the Whiskey Go Go. It's going to be amazing, and we're supporting Adam Bomb. I almost said Atom Bomb because that's one of our songs, but we're going to be supporting Adam Bomb, and we're really, really excited to be back. So definitely make sure to go to the link in our bio on Instagram, which is, our handle is just Single by Sunday. Click the link, get your tickets, and Single by Sunday on all socials, on YouTube, Twitter, Pornhub, Grindr. You find us everywhere.
If it works, it works.
Cover all your bases. Cover all your
Oh, yeah,
bases.
we also have some really cool. It does, honestly. If it's getting us out there, what? Oh my god, we should totally put our new single in. Like, that'd be class. That could be a thing.
Do the Pornhub beat.
Oh my god, that should be our intro to the show.
There you go.
Yeah. So we just want to say thank you so much. Merch, which I've designed as well. So if you want to check that out, then check out. And if you don't, then that's fine too. Yeah.
Well,
Also, shout out to you guys, Brian.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just saying thanks.
Oh yeah. No, thank you guys for having us
Yeah.
on. Honestly, it's been great. It's been really good fun.
incredible. No,
Hell yeah.
I'm glad I'm glad we could make it work. I'm glad that you stayed up late for us to be
Yeah.
on the pod so late. Because again, I thought it was like, oh, it won't be that late. They're only in LA now, but now I'm like,
But
damn.
here we are now.
We sometimes do have like our UK friends that will like stay up for some of our streams, and I'm like, go to bed. Like, why you don't need to do this right now. You could go to bed, but I feel bad. But I'm glad you guys came through. For all of the audience out there, make sure you go and check out Single by Sunday. The new single drops on the 17th. If you're in the LA or willing to drive, I suppose, to LA.
Yeah, road trip. Be true Americans.
yeah.
Show them
Check
how
out
it's
the
like
show
to be
in
an
March.
American.
If you are a Scottish fan,
Yeah.
go check them out in
we can
Glasgow.
Yeah, if we can catch an 11-hour flight, you can drive to LA.
11-hour drive. Well, yeah.
I gotta take the flight.
We're gonna hang out a little bit over on Twitch. So we'll go ahead and we'll end the interview here, but we'll hang out with everybody who's over on Twitch if anybody has any thoughts or questions. But until we get to see you in the States, thank you so much for being on the pod tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Cheers for having us.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.